Welcome back to another tutorial, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to create an SVG logo in Blender. Basically, you're going to take an SVG, convert it into a 3D mesh, and then kind of go from there, and we can go through some materials and stuff like that. So I found this website, Free SVG. I went ahead and downloaded this little link icon, and as you can see right here, here's my SVG. It's nice and crisp, and that is because it is in a vector format. So we can go ahead and import this into Blender and go from there. So guys, we're actually going to be using a program called TinkerCad real quick before we hop into Blender. And this is really useful because it's completely free, so anyone can access this. And I'm in a completely new project here. I'm just going to go up to Import, choose a file, choose my SVG that we just downloaded, and you're going to see it's going to give us a little error. We're just going to type in 1000 by 1000 at the bottom here so that everything fits to our space here. And as you can see, we already have our 3D object. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, scale it way down, drag it to the center here, keep scaling it down while holding shift to maintain those proportions, and then I'm going to drag it to the center. I am going to also make it a little bit thicker. I think that is perfect. Now with my shape selected, I'm going to export it. And now you have different options. You can do it an OBJ, an STL, GLTF. I think I'm going to go with an STL for now. So we'll go ahead and export that. And then we'll hop over to Blender. And we will just import that actual file. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for that to load. Delete our cube and our light. File, import, STL. And then we're going to go to our downloads. And I'm going to import that. And as you can see, we have our geometry right here. It's looking really good. I'm going to scale it down, and then at this point you guys can basically take this and you can do whatever you want with it. Now at this point, if this is all you were looking for, you can go ahead and stop watching, but if you are interested in me setting this scene up, I'm just going to create a cool little scene involving our object here. Now you can see that the point of rotation is the center of the origin here of our world. I'm actually going to right click and go to set origin to geometry. Now when we rotate this, it's going to rotate around the center of our object, which is exactly what I want. And I'm going to set all of our values to 0. Maybe give this some slight rotation on our z-axis and maybe rotate it like that a little bit. Now at this point I'm going to move it up on our z-axis, move it a little bit like that, maybe like that, and then I'm going to add in a little floor plane here, just a little something like that. Click on our camera, zero everything out. And then I'm going to do a 90 rotation on the x-axis, bring it up, bring it back, pop into our view here, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as link SVG. Save that. Hop over to rendered view, go to cycles, GPU, go over to our world settings. Let's just give ourselves a nice little environment texture here. I think I'm going to go with, how about this one? I've always liked this one. This one is really easy to use. I'm going to go ahead and select our floor plane here, and as usual, I'm just going to create a little stage for our object. Tab into edit mode, go to your line select mode, extrude this, go back and select this edge, and sorry, I meant edge select, not line select. I'm going to bevel this edge out like that, and I'm going to add just a few segments there. Tab out of that, and shade auto smooth. Now let's go back to our rendered view. Everything is looking pretty nice. I'm going to move this on the x-axis since we're going to be using this for the thumbnail. And I think I'm just going to give this a really nice metallic shader with a low roughness. And I'm also going to click on our background plane and just make this kind of a darker shader like that. And as you can see, we already have a really cool render without even doing much work. I'm also going to shade auto smooth our actual logo right here. Now, if you guys want to go crazy with this, you can also make this something completely different like glass. So I think maybe I'll experiment with that a little bit. Maybe an IOR of 1.2. That looks pretty cool. You go ahead and give that a nice blue shader right there. That looks really neat with a high roughness or a very low roughness. That looks pretty cool. Now that's an IOR of 2 with a low roughness. And it's pretty cool because we can easily change the rotation of this. I kind of like what we have. And then I think I'm going to also lower my roughness and raise the metallic of our actual background itself. And just like that, I think that looks really nice. Move it up a bit so it's barely touching right there. That looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I think I just want to go ahead and experiment with this color just a little bit more. Get it kind of closer to what we're looking for here. I think that looks just really nice. And then we can always take our plane and we can rotate that as well. Scale that up even more. And then if we really want to, we can play around with the lighting a little bit too. but I just think this looks really clean. I think I might go with something like this. And that is pretty much it, guys. We went ahead and we took our SVG, turned it into a 3D object, exported that out of TinkerCAD, and we imported it into Blender. Now there are other ways to do this. This is just the way that I found is easiest. Sometimes when you're trying to convert to mesh within Blender, you get some errors, some things don't look quite right. I thought this was a really nice way to do this, and I thought the geometry was clean enough where you can go back in here, remesh this, and do whatever you need to do with it. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you can subscribe to the channel if you found this very useful. Check out the Discord, check out the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I think that's it. So, all right, guys, you have a great day. Take care. Links in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.